This is your one and only Firespark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another exciting Starbound Race Mod Spotlight. Today we are taking a look at the Saturnians. They are a race of Malt people. That's about it. That's about all the lore there is for them. The creator made a ton of customization for this race. I mean, it's one of the most customizable races we've looked at, but not a lot of lore, which I'm fine with that. I'm not a big lore person anyway. Okay, so let's get to it. So we have of course, the two sexes. There's not a huge difference between the two sexes. If you look, it's like the antenna get a little droopier. See there? And the chest changes shape very, very, very slightly, like almost unnoticeable. You see it there? I mean, it's really almost unnoticeable. All right, let's get to looking at all the different stuff you got here, because there's a ton of it to get through. So I'm gonna be clicking a little faster than normal this time, just because there's so much customization just in the character creation. That doesn't even count once we get in the game, all the different customization that was added. Okay, so we got primary color. So we started with pink. We're just gonna go through all these different colors, get some really neat colors in there. And yeah, there we go. We were back around to the pink, and we'll stop with that one so I know where we're at here. Okay, then we have antenna styles, so we'll go through the different antenna styles. Bunch of different shapes of antenna, all kinds of different good stuff there. And there we go. I think we're back around right there. Oh, and if you notice, it's also seems to be changing the color a little bit as well there. So that's something to keep in mind. And then we have face and fluff type. So it's two different things. So there's the fluff is their hair. So they got like a little bit on the head right there. There's another one that we'll get to that has it around the neck. And it also changes the face type. Like we have the nose there, and there's a bunch of different face types, and it changes the eyes. There's a ton of eye colors. So we'll go through all of those. So basically, it's a face type, then you go through all the eyes, as you see we're doing here. And then, okay, so next face type, we're going to go through all the eyes. And then there's face with fluff, and then you go through all the eyes, and so on and so on and so on. You get the general idea. Lots of different eye color options. So now we've went through a couple different faces there, and you can see there's the fluff around the neck there. We're going to go back around till we get to the nose, so I know where we started here. I want to make sure I show them all off. I know this part may be boring for some of you. I don't know. There we go. We're back around. I don't know if all of you like this part, or if you just want to see what all is in the actual race mod. So I'm going to start putting a link in the description that'll just allow you skip time to where we skip past all of this stuff here. But I want to show this off because I feel like it's an important part of each of the race mods, or the race spotlights. So let's get to one. Well, I guess this one's got fluff on its head. So you can change and fluff on the chest. You can change the fluff color. There's a bunch of different, basically the same as the body colors. Pretty sure they're all the same. So got a bunch of different of those. And then of course we have the shirt option, or the clothing options. There's not a whole lot of clothing options. There's that one, and then we're back around. Same thing with the pants, that one, and then we're back around. And then you have a bunch of different colors that you can choose from for the clothing. And I really don't feel like that's too important, because you're going to take this clothing off. I mean, pretty much nobody is going to keep this clothing. And you can dye it, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and then of course we have the personalities, and you notice the tail moves. The thorax, I guess it moves depending on their personality. I thought that was a really neat feature. So get your different personalities. Okay, I already have a character created as usual, so we're gonna go to the character I have created. Okay, so one downside to this race, they don't really have a custom ship. They have a recolored glitch ship. So you can see it's just the glitch ship. That's why I went ahead and made it tier 8. So you're not really missing anything there. It's just recolored glitch ship. They do have a recolored fluff pet. I think that's recolored fluff pet. Custom sail though, which is cool. It's like this talking symbol of a moth looking thing. I thought that was really neat. Custom box here, custom locker. I thought that was really neat. So this is what you start with in your locker. You actually start with 2 of these seeds though. I had to take one and plant it so I could show you what it looks like when it's grown and stuff and what you harvest from it. So you start with 2 of these lumen seeds. This is a custom plant for this race. I thought that was really neat. So they also have a custom loom that allows you to access a ton of stuff, couple other custom recipes as well. And then they start you with some simple wings. Now this is where the first part of your character customization comes into play here. You have wings that you can skin on your EPP or just put on your back if you don't have an EPP yet. And you can see we got some wings there, and the wings actually work when you're jumping around, which is really cool. So if we there, see they fly out when you're falling. So I thought that was really neat, and there's a ton of different ones as you see over here, but we'll get to all those in just a second. So you start with those. There is a custom liquid, which is the nectar, and that is actually created in your C menu, and you can get to pretty much everything by typing in SATUR, and then you can put an N in there if you want. So I noticed some of the weapons don't show up if you put the RN in there, so you just type in STU to show them all. So you have a custom flag, you have the custom liquid, which is made using the flower petals, and a custom teleporter. This is a warp gem, but it's essentially a teleporter, and you can place that on the ground. I will show you that. So up here I have the liquid. I want to show you that first. So you can see it's a full-on liquid, and it's actually used in some crafting recipes, food crafting recipes. And then we have the gem right here. So, and then you could just place that wherever you want on the ground, a shelf or whatever. And then you of course give it a bookmark just like any other teleporter. And then you can pick it back up, which is cool, unlike any other teleporter. So I really like that because instead of having some bulky old teleporter sitting around your base, you can just have this setting on a shelf or something. That's really fantastic. Okay, and then here's your flag. Pretty neat little flag there. And we'll get rid of that. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at the food. So we come in here to the food, type in SATU, and you can click through and you see there's nothing there till we get to here. Then you need the lumen fruit juice and sugar to make the rock candy. And then you have the bottled nectar and you have the lumen fruit juice, and that's it. So I showed you how to get the nectar. It's in your C menu here. And if we come on over here, here is your custom plant, and you harvest it, gives you the little lumens. And I have the different candies here. So the rock candy, you can see, gives you a glow. And the lumen does the same thing, but it's a lot shorter. Like you can see this glow is lasting for some time. I'd say the lumen's probably about 30-ish seconds or so, maybe a minute. It's not very fast. Once this wears off, I'll eat it again and show you. And then the nectar gives you an energy buff. And the fruit juice, I don't know, I haven't drank that one yet, but we'll drink it here in a minute as soon as that wears off. All right, let's get to some other stuff here because there's a ton of stuff to go through. So here is your loom and all of the stuff in there. They actually have a custom mannequin, which is just awesome. And I didn't even realize it once I made all of these other mannequins. So that's why these all aren't the custom mannequin, or I would make them all the custom mannequin. Check that out. How fancy is that? Let's swap over our cosmetic. Swap, nope, functional. What do I have that in? There we go, functional. Okay, look at that. How awesome is that? I think that's fantastic. Custom mannequin. What other race mod do you know out there has a custom mannequin? Actually, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so there's custom mannequin. Let's go over here. SAT, once again, nothing there. And now here's the other cool thing. I'm gonna finish typing this out to make sure we only have these. There's a bunch of new dyes. So bunch of custom dyes that you can choose from. Cyans and indigos and lime, maroon and sand, which is really cool. So own custom dyes. Here's where you make all of the different wings, and they're just gonna cost you some pixels. Nothing crazy, except there's the wing augment, and this you actually put into your EPP, and it reduces your fall there, it slows your fall and prevents fall damage. So it actually makes the wings like their wings, which is neat. Although the only downside to this is by using this and having the ability to not take any fall damage, you actually lose the ability to put anything else on your EPP unless you're playing with something modded that allows you to have more than one mod on your EPP. And then here's where we get into more of the customization. So there's all of this different stuff here, like different eyes that you can put on, you know, scarves, more different like glasses, little different outfits. And then if we go here, you got some of the starter stuff. Now, there's a crown as well, or a circlet. Now, this is another thing I thought was fantastic. It actually gives you invisible, a set of clothing so that you can actually make your armor invisible, which is really, or your, you know, and just run around and whatever. Like, I thought that's really neat. Like, I don't know, this is a completely separate mod. This is something you would download that's completely separate. So, you know, say you don't want to show, you're wearing your armor and you don't want to show your armor. Well, that's not a problem. You just put on the old invisible hat. There you go. Your face is sticking out. Like, how fantastic is that? I've actually done a mod spotlight on another mod that does that one specific thing, and it's included in this mod. So that's fantastic right there. And, you know, just like cool helmets, bunch of other random stuff there. Okay, and next up, there is a bunch of furniture. It's all inside the workbench here, and it is up top. I will show you that. That's why the workbench is there. But let's take a look at the armor. So I did this a little bit different this time. I have the armors set up with the next to the station that you can craft them in. So of course, these are your starting ones, and you can craft them in all of these, but these are the first ones you're going to be able to get. So we're just going to strip everything off here so I can show you each of these quick and easy. So we have this one. This is one of your white armors, one of your first tiers, and we're just going to equip that on over to the cosmetics so you can take a look at that. So, and once again, you can combine all the different wings with each one of these armors, and you can combine these armor pieces if you would like to, of course. And then this one actually has two different hood types. So you can see they're essentially the exact same thing. We just have the with antenna and without antenna. So we'll equip that. So that's what you look like with the antenna. And I know you can see these. I just like equipping them and moving around so you can see them as well. And there we go with the no antenna. Okay. And next up we have this one here. I really like the look of this one. You're like some type of assassin mage. I don't know, it just looks really cool, really well done. I gotta say, I'm impressed with this mod. I really didn't think I would be this impressed with this mod, but it's fantastic. Check this one out. Look at that one, it looks great. Okay, and then we're gonna go on to the next. So now here's something that gets weird, and it makes it much different from any other race mod out there. There's no like purple armor for them in here. It's a green, and if we take a look here, nope, that's not what I wanted. Or sorry, they're white. Like these are your top tiers, but they're white. You get them in here. So we type in SATUR, like I said, and then you throw an N in there just to make sure. You can see they're right here. There's no purple armor or blue armor for them. You craft this one, and then you use its pieces to craft this one, which is it's unique. I like that it's unique. It's not like every other, you know, race out there or the vanilla stuff. And look at the armor. The armor looks great. Okay, so we'll swap that back, and then we'll take a look at this one. I really like the look of this one too. This one's fantastic. Check that out. You got like the tail armor cover or the thorax. I keep calling it a tail, but I think it's supposed to be the thorax, but we're going to continue calling it the tail. It's a big old fluffy tail. All right, so there you go. And then we'll move on to this one. Now, this one has a green and a blue. So if you craft this station here, the manipulators, you get green and blue. I'm not sure if this is like a bug or if they intended it to be this way, but it's still pretty neat. So, you know, once again, moth themed. Okay, we'll swap back out of that one. This was just straight up wizard themed. You look like, you know, something out of Final Fantasy or something like that. Really neat. And then we have this one here. This one is blue and this one is blue. So you're going to go 2 whites and then a green and a blue and then 2 blues. No purples. So we'll equip this one. Take a look. Really neat, like leathery look to it. Almost like a beekeeper type deal. And then this one kind of reminds me of an owl. I know it's like moth themed, but it kind of reminds me of an owl. I don't know why. Put that back. So there's all your racial armors. Pretty neat stuff. Really well done. All right, let's move on up here to the custom stuff and the tenants. So ignore, let's just get the tenant out of here, and we'll get this out of here because you have to do that to get the racial tenant. So this is your stuff. This is what it comes with. So you have this little globe here, the table, the chair, the easel. Is that, or is it, I don't remember if it's called easel or, oh, it's canvas. That's right. So you have the canvas. You have these 2 little lights here, little hanging light doodly bobs. And then you have the bookcase. Then you have custom blocks. You have, this is a 2x2, and this is a 2x2 of the blocks. This one actually crafts 200 at a time. This one's just 1 at a time. So I'll show you, do I have the extra here? Yeah, so we got the ebony planks. And actually, let's just go down here and take a look at those. So if you come over here into the blocks and you type SAT, they're right here. So you have the dark painted brick, which just takes painted brick. Painted brick is right here. It's going to cost you brown dye and some bricks. So that's it. Then you have the ebony planks. And you get 200 ebony planks. You do 200 timber, 1 dye, gets you 200 ebony planks. So that's it's not a bad trade. It's fair. Okay, so anyway, once you have some of this furniture down, and of course you got to have a door. That's why this is here, because it looks for a door. You place your deed, and you will get just a normal old moth villager. So there you go, normal moth villager, nothing special. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. If you place down something commerce, and I'm assuming it doesn't say on the mod page, but this is pretty much every merchant. You do a commerce and some type of storage, and then you place the deed down. You should get the Malt merchant. So here we go. Should be a merchant, and it is. And you can see, oh, this one did. Oh yeah, I think this. Yeah. So they sell some racial stuff. Got the old leaf one. There's 2 weapons in here that's racial. And they'll sell wings and all kinds of other random stuff that's within the mod. Okay, let's take a look at all the wings now. Oh, also I noticed that this, I think this is different than the glitch ship, than on the glitch ship as well. So here we go. We got all these different wings here. I'm not going to try each of them on, but I'll walk past them all so you can see them. They're pretty fantastic, and they all do the thing. See, they're all slightly different. They vary a little bit. We'll try a couple of them on so you can see. And if I jump, does the flap. So yeah, we got all these different wing types. I like these that look cool, a little more buggish and less like a cloak, but I also like the wing design, like their cloak. They're your wings and they kind of fold around you like a cloak. Okay, one other really neat thing that this one comes with, and one of you, I forget who it is, I forget your name, I apologize, but one of you always mentions about the mechs and whether they have racial mechs. This one does. It's just the body though, but it does have racial mech pieces, and you can see them in here. Let me put my my outfit back on here. Get that out of the way. So you can see each of them here. You have just main bodies. No, that's it. It doesn't add anything other than the main body components. But still, it has racial mech components, which is really awesome. And a ton of weapons. Let me go over here. I'll show you. And each of these have some weapons in them as well. So we'll just go over here to this tab. And once again, SATURN. And it brings up all the different weapons that come with it. And I'm going to show you a couple of them real quick here. I just got some of the neater ones. So we got some different bows. And one thing I like about the bows is look how the arrow changes. So that's just plain. And then if you time it right and get the extra bonus damage, which I'm failing to do, there you go. You can see the arrow changed. Nope, nope, I failed again. Nope, failed again. Just watch it. It like flares out a little bit. Hold on, see the animate? Right there it was. So if you time it right, you actually get this modified arrow there. You can see the difference now. And from what I've noticed, they're all pretty much like that, but they got some different bows. The bows don't seem to have any secondary options. They're just bows. Then we have this cool leaf wand. So here we go, leaf wand. And then there's this sword, pretty much like your normal sword, but I thought it looked neat, so I wanted to show you guys. The star wand. Look at this crazy thing. Look at that. How neat is that? I think it's pretty neat. And then another bow, and it has, I just like its arrow type. It's, there you go. It has like a same shape, but if you watch it, like it just turns blue for a second. I don't know. I thought it was neat. I like the look of the bows in this mod. Okay, so now we have the custom death animation. So we're gonna have to beam down to the planet, but I'm gonna beam down in the mech because when you get your mech, it's immediately your racial body. So that's really cool. So we're gonna beam down in that so you can see it. So here we are. That's your tier 1 there. Okay, let's run over here and die to something. This should do it. Oh, there we go. Let's check out this respawn animation. We're like a little mothball, or a little, look at that, or a little tiny moth. And we're growing, we spun a cocoon, and there you go. That's it. So that's your custom respawn animation. And I think that's just about it except for the food. Let's drink the Lumen fruit juice. So you can see that gives you a glow effect as well. And so that gives you the glow effect. That pretty much anything containing the lumen gives you the glow effect, and the bottled nectar will give you an energy boost. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure I covered everything worth knowing about. If I missed anything major, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure I covered all of the main stuff and all the main stuff that was mentioned on the mod page. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for all of your support. You all are absolutely amazing people, and you have no idea how much your support helps out this channel. If you would like to help support this channel through Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.